Giggle.
Its microphone's going to make crazy noises in a second here. I can hear the auto game changing.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Flotsam and Jetsam Season 1, Episode 17. I am your host, but not the DM. That is Adam's job for this campaign. Yay! How is everyone doing on this fine Sunday? It's a Sunday.
It is a Sunday. It is the Sunday before Canada Day.
Right.
So...
And all of our American viewers are like, what the fuck's a Canada Day?
It's
our 4th of July that happens on the 1st.
It's the 1st of July. It's better. Yeah. You're the 4 before. We're number 1. Today, what did we do? We went to the beach, and we did some walking on the beach, and then we went to the gym, and I had like a super good workout. I'm super happy with myself. Started lifting real weights in terms of like contest prep level weights. So that felt good. And then I came back and I roasted some lamb and I made a corn salad with some feta and tomato and some fresh parsley and a little bit of cucumber. And then we watched some shows, and now I'm playing D&D. That's what my Sunday's been. I expect the fireworks to go off in a couple of hours, and Leia, who's a scaredy little doggo, is going to be hiding under the desk down here shortly after the first firework goes off.
Got up, ate, watched a movie, napped, got up for game. It was relaxing.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. Woke up late, had lunch. Like my breakfast was lunch. Slept again. Woke up, had dinner, played a bit before game. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you were playing some what?
Battle Brothers.
Battle Brothers, yeah.
Battle Brothers.
I started playing Callisto Protocol, and what a waste of $160 million on a game. It's got everything. It's got all the assets to make a good game, and then the control scheme and the camera angles and the combat, like the game part of the game, is just falling on its face.
Yeah, movement.
It's not scary, and it's cumbersome, and the survival aspects don't work because it's not balanced well. I'm always drowning in resources, but they don't allow you to backtrack, so you can't like collect and sell things like you normally do to get a dopamine hit. It's like, nope, I guess I just have infinite heals, and I go through my DDR-style combat sequences that aren't dangerous at all. You messed one up? Okay, you instantly died. There's no resource management to that. Go back and do the DDR sequence again. Do it correctly so you don't just die. It's that. It's $160 million down the tubes. Down the tubes. Could have been better.
There's probably cheaper ways to learn, but
well, it is one of the most like technically rich games, but it's like the graphical fidelity is to the point of flaw. As in, it is so realistic looking that nothing means anything. Right? What's a shelf that you can interact with versus one that you can't? I don't fucking know. Just walk past it. Who cares? And then the camera, and then to maintain that graphical fidelity, you've got a super tight camera angle that you get no free flow, so you don't get to look at things. And then to keep the graphical fidelity, all the environments are super tiny, and they don't logically connect to one another, so the maps don't make sense. And that's okay because you can't backtrack. So it didn't have to make sense. So you kind of, they're disjointed little walking simulators for maps. That
sounds awful.
Oh,
there's a part of War Tales, which is what I'm playing right now, that really bugs me. So you're in a map. It's a very small map. Like it'll be like a cave entrance or a little tower or a building, and you can see the inside and the different floors. But the interactable objects are not highlighted. So I have to spend time going like this with my cursor across the entire screen to find when the pop-up happens so
Yep.
that I can then click on it and open the chest that is slightly hidden behind an object in the front, but you can still kind of see it. Or oh, this plant is harvestable. I'm pretty sure I gotta go and check for a mod that just highlights interactable fucking objects.
So
You know,
this
like the basic things that all role playing games figured out, like makes gameplay actually easier.
well this
Because
is
the 10th time of going to a similar building and having to do this fucking like ray tracing of my mouse cursor to figure out what. You don't want to miss anything. You
So-
fucking conquered the bandit's lair. You want to loot it, okay?
Leisure
Here we
Suit
go.
Larry, the game which came out 4 years ago, like the new one. You can actually toggle between all the interactables. They just have a button to like scroll through the interactables. Great feature. The piss filter from Deus Ex, which was like outlining the interactables in yellow, or Detective Vision from Arkham Asylum. They've all been known solutions to make this in like 3D rendered games for 15 or 20 years now.
Well, even in our role-playing games, unless it's really, really important, the whole, like, get your players to comb through every little room looking for every little thing. It's like sometimes I'm just like, here's your treasure. Let's move on. Unless it's a mystery and you're making discoveries and it's part of the scene for a reason, why would you do that? I remember doing that to players, too. It's like, oh, you didn't check under the floorboards. I guess you don't find this treasure. It's like, oh, okay. Is it realistic? Yeah, treasure's hidden. Does it make for fun over a long period of time? You just end up screwing them out of wealth. And
are you playing a reality simulator?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Are we at 10 or are we at 0? Right? Like where is the knob? So being cognizant of when to do certain things. And
your character hasn't been eating enough vegetables. He has gout and pain in his right toe.
Right, exactly. I assume that these characters with spells and skills and,
being heroes and shit.
You haven't told me your character's been eating. You're all starving. What? Yeah, we've been playing for 16-day games and all of you are starving. Not one of you have mentioned eating. Huh? Reality simulator.
You've died from dehydration.
Dysentery. Little did you know this was. As we get into a possible dysentery.
Dysentery all over the place.
Yeah. Good segue into Mermaid's Mirage, which was the name of last game. The Promise violently runs aground on a gigantic patch of seaweed known as a Mermaid's Mirage, ripping a hole in the hull and capsizing the ship. With the illusions of the mermaid shattered, the crew of the Promise scrambles to mount a defense, whilst the minions of the Dead Man's Lament, including the dreaded sea serpent, attack in full. Grimsby gets stuck in the ship's wheel, while the slain pirates rise as undead. And I kind of left it here, the conclusion of this being, we killed that fucking sea serpent finally, and by we, I think it was Mulgrimir that killed it at the end.
Yeah, Mulgrimir dealt the killing blow, although Pierre ended up being the close to it.
And then all of the major PCs survived, along with a smattering of pirates from the 3 different crews. I think Mark has given them all names, so I will slowly start putting names on the tokens as we go. I've created a new token for our launch, which I think has been named the Long Straw, so that we could rename Pablo's Raft to the Short Straw, which are great names. And then I think we got through the first day. The survivors of the Mermaid Mirage plant spent time harvesting the sea serpent hide as well as gathering the salvage. Aside from the plant itself, which is edible, we have 4 days of regular food and 3 barrels of rum. I think during that day, everyone has had unlimited supply or rations of rum. And we've started our training for 5th level. So the day of the crash and all the gathering was spring, the 24th day of spring. Yeah.
Cool. Other little tidbit, Karen is sick Sick.
Yes, Corinne is still bad filth beater sick, and I guess Jin can play doctor to him. 10 minutes for a +4 on your save the next morning. We've got a rope trick going. I think the most miserable part of this plant will be how wet our feet are going to be. So any of the driftwood I think that we can find from the raft is being brought up. And then I think we can start chopping parts of the plant as we're harvesting it for food and like start making layers of plant so that our guys can be out of the water some of the time.
Okay.
We can also cycle people in and out of the rope trick, just keep their distance from Karen, in order to give them like reprieve from the wind, salt, water, and basically wet feet. We've got the bird tied up, and I think Ganzorig is having a conversation with Molgrimir. No, we'll do it on the next day. Basically, I don't know what that first day. I think we got through because we talked about harvesting the sea serpent hide and gathering all the floating bits of the detritus of the shipwreck. We rolled randomly to see how deep the ocean was here. When the ship went down, it was something like 9,000 plus feet. So the ship has been offered to Istishia and dumped into some trench in the deep part of the ocean. There's no fucking recovering any of that bullshit. I think Sun Wu and Molgrimir are currently working on a note that we're going to try to send via the Sandwich Turn along the last known heading or the suspected heading direction of the green archaeologist's ship.
Yeah, Shah Rivaz ship, which you've seen, but you haven't actually interacted with.
No, we don't have a piece of it either, which I don't know if Karen is taking as one of his non-standard spells, or did I just take it for him?
You probably, if you're smart, you would take it for me.
Weapon of Awe, Grace, Track Ship, and Heroic Fortune. So Sun Wu has started a collection of pieces of ships so that we can start tracking ships, but unfortunately we don't have a piece of
of that particular ship. All right.
Reminder: we've threatened. Black Dog has threatened Grimsby not to try to eat any of us. Part of the crew probably is okay with undead, given that Molgrimir, Grimsby, and the Tattoo Pirates had zombies on their ship.
Yep.
Whereas others may not be as excited about there being a rotting man.
Yes. I'm only a little bit rotted. Don't worry, it'll grow back.
I believe his leg needs to be surgically placed back on.
Yeah, that one doesn't quite grow back.
So the next, I don't know if we're in the next day or not, or
we're kind of in the vagaries of folding time, I think. Okay. So we're just gonna, so we're basically going to do a 5-day block.
Jin is going to recover his 1 hit point damage, which means that he's no longer deafened, and he's going to attempt to do surgery to put Grimsby's leg back on. Because he's Astro Boy. He can put his leg back on.
I can put my leg back on. You can't. Play safe.
Play safe, yeah. All right.
Brainwashing definitely works when you're a child.
Oh, for sure.
I saw that so many times between Captain Planet and the Care Bears.
So do you want a heal check? So the plan is he can channel negative energy. So we're going to basically put the leg back into place and use magic or supernatural negative energy to fuse the flesh.
Yeah, Grimsby is going to aid this through the use of a he gentle reposed his leg previously, and then will be restoring corpse will be the spell he'll use. It doesn't directly do this, but it'll just be an aid to the check here.
Wait a second. Grimsby has restore corpse as a spell?
Yeah.
He chose that, huh?
Maybe. Yes.
So Marty's thought, I don't know if Jin thinks this, is he could have been nipping bites of people of corpses all along and then casting the spell to cover his tracks.
He could be.
He was a ghoul all along. Aha!
He does. He might have mechanical powers related to eating corpses, but they have to be dwarves. So you don't have any dwarves on your party.
Mm.
So he needs an edible dwarf friend. But yeah, give me a spellcraft check for Ginger.
I have not attempted this on anyone who can speak back. Please, provide me with information about the experience.
Yep, the one thing I can't tell you about is if it hurts. Because there's things that he's currently poking himself with the needle. This used to hurt.
Spellcraft? Jin doesn't have that. He's got it.
Yeah, so he doesn't fully, like, Grimsby uses a spell to help, but he doesn't
Yeah.
quite, you don't grok the whole, he could be eating people and been hiding it for a long time.
Okay.
Don't worry about that moral conundrum. You don't have it.
Do I understand what kind of undead he's been turned into?
Knowledge, religion?
Yeah. People have already said ghoul. So
Yep. You get a bonus on this.
6.
You're pretty certain it's a ghoul because other people said so. And you've seen a bunch of ghouls, so you think he's a ghoul. Currently, you think ghouls have swim speeds.
Okay.
That's you just, to your knowledge, ghouls swim.
Unaware that he's now got bad saliva and paralyzation touch and that sort of thing. Probably haven't encountered too many ghouls.
No. Well, you've encountered many ghouls, but you have seen the paralyzation touch.
Okay.
That's a thing you've seen. Some of the crew got paralyzed by the ghouls in the water.
As he's stitching the leg back on, does this hurt?
Not really. I mean, it's not my favorite sensation.
Okay, we just go about setting the leg.
Okay,
he thinks for a moment and calls over Sun Wu. Perhaps we could staple his leg back together, given that he has no sensation when I do this. He just pokes him with like a needle. Sun Wu's eyes go wide.
He's putting up a finger. I said it didn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I know you're poking me. It will get annoying.
You mean like a bar? Like you're fusing wood together? There's a bob with the snaky head from Jin. Okay. So we'll go try to find a piece of metal to basically help staple the bone in the leg back.
Shove it. Just...
or just, a little piece of metal and then 2 pins on either side just to provide stability to the leg.
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
Or wrap a piece of metal around the break, like a thick ring or something. Yeah, Sun Wu will try to craft something.
I'm thinking the chopstick that goes into the really big tasty cheeseburger to keep it standing.
Yeah, Sun Wu has craft armor, alchemy, jewelry, and weapons. I'm assuming this is close to armor.
This would be armor would be the closest.
Okay. He gets a 33 on his craft.
Grimsby will aid with a disabled device, so he'll just give the +2 aid.
You want to craft carpentry?
Yeah, he gives a +2 aid, so 35.
Vanta's got carpentry.
Sure. Bantu is coming over there.
Yay!
I'm not touching him though. I'll take the measurements and make this thing. You gotta put it on, Jin. Jin just nods. Could you see if you know about wood, don't you? Banton? Hello?
Yes, I do.
Could you find me a couple of pins, nails, something that would fit in bone? We gotta hammer this in. Well, not me. Jin's gonna hammer it in. I'm not touching him.
Yes, I will find something. Ahmed is disconnected from me, so
Okay, we lost video feed. Egypt is like, no, there will be no.
like no. Now we sleep. Okay, Banta will go collect up some bits of it's wood that have been, from the destroyed ship. Some of it has floated to the top.
Yep.
Just as a reminder, rations and rum float to the surface. None of your repairing supplies or ship making supplies float to the top in insufficient quantities.
Yep. All right. So Sun Wu is going to spend time helping fix Grimsby's leg. This is the day where we're harvesting the sea serpent hide.
Okay.
Yeah, we completely lost Ahmed.
Yeah. So there's probably two of me there now.
Yeah.
Hello, double Adam. Hey.
Double Adam all the way. All right. After he's done crafting that, Sun Wu's going to go over to the launch. He's going to look at one of the seats, and he's going to raise the seat.
Okay.
Probably the one at the front.
Okay. So you're going to the front of the boat. There's there's the prow, and then there's like a little cap thing at the prow of the boat.
Yeah. We're going to raise one of the seats because I'm pretty sure, as per our conversation, rope tricks are going to need to be within the boat.
They have to be inside the boat. Yes,
Right.
They have to be. You can't have one in a non-covered area.
So we will raise one of the seats so we can crawl underneath it. A medium-sized creature could crawl underneath it, and then we could rope trick up through the bottom of the seat. So we're basically making an adjustment to the front.
Right. So give me a shipwright check or a craft check related to woodworking, or a profession sailor check.
Yep. We're gonna get Banta to also help with this. Yeah, I think he's a carpenter.
If you've got 5 ranks in carpentry or ship and profession sailor, you get a +2 in the other skill.
No, for some reason it's just in.
No, I don't. I'm just gonna do my sailor.
Can you give me? Oh, sailor's good too. Yeah.
27 profession sailor.
So what's that? A +3 aid?
That's a +3 aid. You're looking for 30.
Okay. We get a 20.
So you're able to do this,
Yeah.
but it will be an extra action for medium creatures to get into the rope trick. Small creatures will be able to get in as a normal action. You weren't able to adjust it enough. It's still kind of awkward. So it's basically 2 actions to get into the rope trick.
No, I guess that would be good enough for now.
If you have a climb speed, and this might be part of the reason why this worked out this way, if you have a climb speed, you avoid that part. But it's the normal humans have to. Everybody who walks everywhere, it's the I have to do a burpee to get into the rope trick is weird.
You're just not curious at all, are you, bud? Have a single question as to why we're doing this? Nope. Okay, you just drink that rum down. Gee.
If you were talking to Benta, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just assuming you're in a drunken stupor.
He was talking at you while you were drinking your rum or something. Suntanning with it and everything. All right, heal check on Grimsby. How many aids were there?
You have a +4 from Grimsby, you have a +2 from the spell, and a +2 from his heal check. Grimsby is a backup doctor. Or
and then the thing that Sun made with a 30, what was it, 33?
So that's a +7?
+4 from...
+4 from Grimsby, +3 from the Sunwoo and Banta Brigade.
Okay. 44 on the heel check to stick its leg back up.
Somewhere Black Dog's hip just twinges a little bit, a little twang of pain.
To be fair, the undead flesh is a bit easier to work with.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Grimsby is basically walk, run. That leg is not popping off. That the metal brace that you've put in can stay there. His limb is now like I would have put his limb is braced. And I don't know for an undead how often this will come up, but Grimsby now has a braced leg. And it is +2 on saving throws to resist leg injury. So if there's ever a crippled critical fumble or whatever like that.
Yep. Jin is happy if he's able to like re-wiggle his finger, like his toes. If he can wiggle his toes on the thing that was broken.
Nope. This little piggy went to market. That's always interesting. When you talk to city folks and they talk about market, they think the little piggy goes shopping. When the piggy goes to the market, he's not there shopping. He's out there being
I will remember that the next time I go to a market, says Jin. Not understanding that it's just a story, metaphor.
Yeah, he stands up. He's pretty happy with himself.
Just blocked off from whatever he's doing. Shoots him a glance. Like, is he turning? No.
I'm all right. Thank you. It's as good as new.
That next day, there is a note that was penned.
Karen needs to make his first saving throw against getting diseased.
Oh, and let me make the heal check because you get
a +4.
Yeah, so generally a +4, and I don't know if we're scaling.
Well, let's see what the base is. Because the answer, are we scaling it? Hells yeah, we're scaling everything. Until we find where it breaks, we're going to keep scaling things so that people do these things.
Heal the spell, heal the skill.
So
provide disease is the disease save DC.
Okay. And so, yeah, if you beat this by 10, it'll be more than the normal bonus. So the save DC for his improved filth fever is 18. He's got super filth fever.
All right, 24. So we made the save, but I don't think.
So it's a +4.
He gets a +4 in his save.
Okay. And Corinne is, I think it's just that. 31. All right. He needs one more save. But he's doing okay. He's a little sweaty.
Yep. I think a lot of our dented armor and shields are now fixed because Corinne can
make whole.
Yep. Sunwoo actually climbs up and asks Corinne if he could fix his gun. The what is it called? Oh, it's the gun he was all happy to be able to use, and then the first
flare gun
fired it. Fucking Caliban's flare gun is currently broken.
Do you know we could use this to start like a race or something?
Sure. I got firecrackers for that. Sure, yeah, it could be used to start a race.
Sunwoo, could you do me a favor? As he's casting the spell, he's sort of.
I know what to do, but sure.
I need help with writing something.
He sits down and pulls out a book, pulls out a piece of paper.
Well, our blessed lodestone is now the greatest challenge there ever was. Under this spot, If you can swim to the beneath and carry the stone back to the surface, you are truly the most blessed of Cord.
I talked to some of the sailors, they said it was pretty deep. Like, I mean, like, soul-crushing deep? Like, never gonna see the light of day ever again? Like,
That
offering
sounds-
to Estitia deep?
That sounds like a challenge. Take it back.
Okay.
Challenge of Cord to retrieve something from Astitia's grasp.
Who scrawls something on a page?
Intelligence 0.
8.
Do I hand the page to Karen? I'm not sure what you're gonna do with this, but
Kren has a note with the general location of Cord's challenge to retrieve that which Estitia has borrowed.
there was a time when teleports worked really long range. So you could say, I'm teleporting, I don't know, 10,000 feet that way, get shunted, be close to the bottom, probably need some sort of abjuration spell to keep you from dying, and need...
When you swim really deep and then come up really fast, your ears pop.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure that... It doesn't make sense. But some of the sailors told me you go down so deep there's no light down there. I don't know what blocks it. So you need a light spell, somewhere to breathe, some way to protect yourself. Apparently it's really cold. So somebody in cold? Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of magic to get that stone. And once you're down there, how the hell would I move it? Interesting puzzle.
That's why it's a challenge. The champion of Cord has not yet arrived to succeed here.
I only think strength is useful on that last bit, because I'm sure there's transmutation spells that could turn the stone into a little pebble and you can pick it up, put it in your pocket. How's that a Cord?
If you're strong enough, you don't need magic to do this.
Oh, okay. So,
And tough.
And tough. Okay.
Adam is currently doing the with mythic endurance.
No, I know.
with mythic con.
You're
right?
channeling Uker right now.
I'm like Uker. I think it's like in Adam's brain, Uker could do this. Uker could get it.
Future Karen teaming up with Uker.
I will do whatever you need. Look at this guy.
Beat up a couple of sea serpents to get them to take you down there.
I don't swim fast enough. You 300 feet per round, right?
So who spends some time with Karen, just chattering away along those lines.
Well, outside the sun too.
Yep. And then Mulgrimir worked with Sun Wu on a note.
Mm-hmm.
And the note is typed in the characters section under Animal Messenger to the Green Archaeologist. So this is going to be sent on day 2, like the day after. So the note says, to Shahriva, the Green Grand Archaeologist, we regret to inform you that we have lost our ship to the depths due to the curse of the Dead Man's Lament, despite dumping it in the sea some time ago by our captain's order. Our last known location and heading is Le. We, the survivors, are currently adrift on a mermaid's mirage plant. We humbly request rescue. In exchange, we will be more than willing to trade the last known location of the Dead Man's Lament as well as offer our assistance to retrieve it. Please make haste. Our situation is dire, and we'll be forced to accept the first helping hand. And who knows what circumstances we will find ourselves in if you are not the ones to provide the rescue. Sincerely, Acting Captain Mulgrimir of the Promised Crew. P.S. Ganzorig fondly looks forward to seeing you.
You've done that part. Make sure Deck goes there.
And then Sun Wu has done his best job with his alchemy to create a nice green ink to put in a little green Heart.
You little green heart. You've got lots of places to get green.
Okay. So there's a little green heart we invented emojis.
Perfect. Okay. What is your intended outcome from the letter? What do you wish the reaction to be?
For them to come
and save me.
Come and save us, and not like come and screw us over, or come and kill us, or
okay. Now, there's one particular section that I need to understand the intent behind to figure out what role goes with it. Our situation is dire, and we'll be forced to accept the first helping hand. This is Mark.
This was the Mark edition, and I yes. So,
and who knows what circumstances we will find ourselves in if we are not the ones to provide.
We went back and forth on this. Mark and I basically wanted them to understand urgency, because if they take too long, we're going to attempt to make our own way to the shackles, and then once we're in the shackles, like, there's no incentive for us to work with these people, right? Like, there's the location of the Dead Man's Lament now becomes a thing we could sell, or a thing we could, like, we did it on our own, we didn't need you, right? So we're basically saying you should do this, because if you don't come and fucking help us, like, there's no reason why we would continue to, be all friendly and stuff.
Well,
there's a level of pragmatism and mercenariness to this, like,
which is fine. Now, the key parts to that were the flavors of how much of this is, if you don't do this, we'll screw you over, versus like.
No, we can't make any promises if you guys aren't the ones to come and help us.
Right. It's a much more neutral stance to that.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I need a diplomacy check or a bluff check. It doesn't sound like it's an intimidate, right? You kind of excluded intimidate based off of the intent of the letter is not intimidate-y.
Yep.
I think Ganzorig needs to be involved in the role. Sun Wu is able to aid Sun Wu aids on the role as part of creating the document, but he also can use his alchemy to help with Ganzorig's role. So he gets an alchemy aid against Ganzorig for making the beautiful green.
Okay, all right.
So we're gonna get some rolling going.
All right. So,
are you including anybody else in the crafting of this document?
I think if Mulgrimir wants Black Dog as his first mate, there was at least a conversation there. 40 is the roll on the alchemy check for the green.
So you've got perfect shade of Harlequin green.
Yep, which is a plus 3, 4, 5 aid.
It's a +5 to like the little love note at the bottom that Ganzorig.
Ganzorig's definitely diplomacy. So watch this: 1d20 -1 +5.
There we go.
He doesn't aid, but he
doesn't hinder.
Okay. All right.
Also, good job, Sun Wu. Little green heart for the win.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been something else drawn.
This is what you show people when you say that you're interested in something.
Suspiciously purple. Black Dog is the one that maybe was more intimidating, like, or else, like, where's the or else?
Where this? Yep.
So he's going to aid with his intimidate. He does not aid.
Fending for ourselves, boys.
All right, so now it's Mulgrimir's diplomacy. Oh yeah, Mulgrimir's diplomacy. Okay. Does he have that weird?
Is he like, I will eventually put ranks in it through He's got 1 rank, and
I'm just checking his orisons. There's a zeroth level spell I think that gives you.
oh yeah, it's the oh there, yeah,
right.
there's one.
All right, the diplomacy check on the letter is not 20, 29. The best that we could have done.
The best you could
well,
have
the
done.
best he could have.
He could have done. Give me Chim Chim's aid.
Oh yeah, Chim Chim aids at like a Chum Chum. Chim Chim's the other character.
I'm going to merge them into the same being in my mind. Chum Chum. Chum Chum aids with like a +4, I think.
No, it looks like a -2.
No. I mean when he succeeds.
Oh, when he succeeds, yes. 1d20 -2.
Yeah, so there's chances.
Oh,
Okay, so he aids, and then we have to figure out how his aid is good. It is helpful, I think, is the trait.
Helpful trait is the thing that will increase this, perhaps.
Helpful. When using the aid another action, you grant your ally +3 instead of +2.
Okay.
And then bodyguard is the one that does the other bonus.
32 on the diplomacy.
And fools for friends. Okay, so no, and then fools for friends is another +1, so it's a 33.
So just diplomacy result 33.
Cool. All right, now our profession sailor or knowledge arcane result for
which direction to send
getting it to send the right direction. You've already solved this puzzle generally once before. You've just traveled since then, so the DC is nowhere near as high.
All right, so Sunwoo's aiding with knowledge arcana. After he finishes training, he'll actually have the knowledge of geography.
That'd be excellent.
But he aids with a +3.
Okay.
And then Mulgramir's
profession sailor
was +12 at that level.
And then Chum's profession sailor is +4, I think.
Yeah, can you roll that?
Sure. Okay, so Chum makes it, even if it was supposed to be a +3. So that's an additional +4 on top of whatever Mulgramir is doing.
Okay, 37 on the direction.
Okay, you get that direction pretty spot on. As in, you're pretty confident that you were able to reverse engineer, even with some of the the evening's battles, and you've kind of basically figured out kind of where you're supposed to be going. You don't currently have a good set of maps, though, but you're able to overcome that difficulty with your previous knowledge.
Genzorig ties a little note under the sandwich turn, and we'll cast Animal Messenger. Akadi, fly the bird to that spot that we just said.
Where the pretty girl is. Yeah.
Where the green lady is. It's green, architect. Same thing. Katie knows. So does Crimler. So that means that Katie knows. So Katie knows what that awful food that Crimler eats tastes like? Yeah, of course. She knows lots of things. Katie knows what my farts smell like? Don't blaspheme. But yes, she knows what she knows what you smell like. That's not weird at all. Just send the bird. It's weird.
Okay. You send the bird to the skies. Your bird travels at a decent pace. You expect it will take... If she sends an animal messenger back to you, this should take at least 5 or 6 days. If everything goes perfect. Karen needs to roll his second saving throw.
How long do we wait? Well, that's a good question. We expect a response in a few days if we get one at all.
If you get a magical response, the magical response will take. If you got it 100% perfect, the magical response will still take 2 days, right? If you got a little bit off, it'd take 3 days. If they're sending a magical response that is of the way that you sent your message, it will take the same time to get the message to you. It's basically if she sends to you, but you know she sent in the past.
Got it. So we'll have just enough time to finish our training to receive a response. Hell yeah! All right.
Yes.
Sun Wu is spending part of his day continuing to work on the barding. That was packed up in his stuff because that's what was near him when.
Yep, that's what he was working on down there. Like he was. Yep.
He'll do the work not on the bobbing wet area, but he'll do it up in the rope trick with Karen. We can get some serious time. Like at the end of this time, we might actually be done.
Yep.
Barding. We need 28 more hours, and I think that could be done on the third day of this of waiting. So.
The worst Hawaii island vacation ever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the worst, actually. Let's be clear.
Well, someone's not interested in getting blotto drunk like the fucking sailors are. The sailors are all probably like beach vacation, laying in the sun. They're all gonna look like Banta after this. I'm assuming Banta gets his con and dex back by now.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else is injured. I'll just go over the tokens.
Pierre is no longer hurt, unless Black Dog did something to him.
Nope.
Yeah, Karen needs to make a saving throw. That's the one thing that's sticking out here.
Yeah. Let me. Yeah, it's every day we need to make this.
Well, you have to succeed twice in a row.
Ooh.
Okay.
DC's 18?
The DC's 18, yep.
Fuck. I rolled a 17.
Okay. Okay, Karen got sick. Very sick.
Oh, there's a kid looking after you.
I'm all right. I should be out there with the men.
Yeah, new rope trick gets created because the menace is too much. I think Jin, given that we kind of failed at this, Lee is going to act like nurse to Jin's fucking role because I think between the two of them we can't fail.
Yep.
But we're at. Yeah, Jin is the better healer. Just the dice are bad. Dice are mean. Okay, so third day, I don't know if there's encounters or... I think to keep the men busy, Ganzorg's going to organize some fishing and hunting of, like, any way possible that we could find fish or crabs or...
something other than salad?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Grimsby has been pretty valiant in keeping watch all the time. He hasn't been casting spells, so no need to rest.
Mulgrimir and Black Dog have visibly met on several times to sit and discuss
issues.
What they come up with is a list of if we were to rebuild our crew right now, who would do what role.
Okay. Gitano is basically really hard to find frequently. Aside from ration time, Gitano is hard to find. Basically, he's not helping. Shortstone, Pierre, the pirates, you're organizing them to fish and
collect anything
and gather
edible that isn't just the seaweed thing. We're also, while we're harvesting the seaweed, taking the tougher bits of it and creating a matted mat in the center so that we're not just constantly standing in...
You're not just standing in salt water all the time?
Yeah. we're putting we're putting the drunkards to work, I guess. But
Yeah. Okay, so how good are they at working? Okay, so they're really good. The first day they're able to collect two, like the fishing and crabbing is really effective. Apparently there was a bunch of things attached to this flow, and you're able to get sort of 2 days worth of food for your entire group of like protein rich food sources. And then there were no incidents with the crew while they're doing this. Like nobody, a few people, like they felt like falling into the water happened frequently. Nobody like got tangled up in the seaweed and drowned in their drunken state. No issues along those natures. Grimsby has been generally maintaining watch and eating bits of the serpent as time goes on. Grimsby has gentle reposed the serpent so that it can stay fresher.
Yeah, I guess there's also a work crew that is stripping of its scales and anything useful in the crafting.
There was a bunch of materials. Oh, go ahead.
Are we able to do any fishing?
You can certainly fish if you'd like. It would be a survival check to fish. You could also profession sailor for fishing. Like I would like sailors fish. So you could use that in place. I'm going to say yes, but I don't know what I'm saying yes to. All right, you are able to provide food for yourself for a day. Actually, I think insane. It might be more than that.
Mulgrim, no one should go swimming near this. Too much blood in the water.
Yeah.
Basically, splash water on yourself. I'm sure there's little pools and that sort of thing that they could lay in, but we're not. Mulgrim is not letting any of the crew like go open water swimming. Because we're creating a lot of chum in the water from the harvesting activities.
100%.
And then just even our fecal matter probably attracts fish.
Well, it attracts small fish, which attracts big fish, which attracts very big fish.
Yeah, and then look at the bodies that are in the water. Like there's all sorts of badness.
Oh yes.
Weird splashing and bodies disappearing. I'm sure has happened in the last few days.
Well, the fishing is really good here.
That's
all right.
Scary.
Fishing's really good.
I'm now thinking of our group chat where Adam was sending us shark memes for some reason. I'm like,
Oh, weird. Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere,
He was
didn't
thinking
it?
about sharks.
All right. The next day, the disease check for Karen.
Okay. So Lee's nursing still aids a.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to think about that. Check, not for a 36, which
it's +3.
Yeah.
Or it's a +5 because.
Yeah.
All right, so Corinne now has con damage. He rolls a natural 1.
Okay, so that con damage Jin gets rid of right away. You get lesser restoration once per day, so 3.
Okay, so the Corinne has 6 dex damage and 3 con damage now instead of 5.
So he's failed 2 rolls.
He's failed 2 rolls. Corinne, he was saying, I think he can still operate. He's just draining of ability scores. and highly, highly contagious. So Karen will cast his own, like he's got his own restorations.
Yeah. Oops, I'm gonna make him prone. He's probably laying down.
Yeah, he's not. No, we're gonna go to a comfortable position. Yeah, I think we're going to. He's going to keep. He probably should keep heroic fortune, but we're going to keep grace just in case, and we'll have 2 restorations for this day. He will get 3 dex back, and he will get the 3 con back. So he's now at 3 dex damage. Everything hurts. And he's sick.
Okay,
And I suppose he's thinking about competitions and not being sick.
No,
He's
it's the
training
day.
in the.
We've got 2 more days before our
bird gets there, or your message gets back.
Oh yeah. We're now on Animal Messenger. We did on the
second day.
On the second day. First day was the sinking of the ship, and then this should be the third day.
This should be day 3, yeah. So day 4 would be the earliest the bird can get there.
Okay. All right, day 4.
Okay. The crew on day 4. What are you having them collect food or what?
Yeah, we're gonna continue to have them collect food. They're still on whatever rum rations they want because we're eventually just gonna dump the barrels. Sun Wu is almost done the armor for Krimlir.
Okay.
He will be done 4 hours into this day.
All right. So.
Oh, and then we need the aids for Karen. Aid on Jin, which is a +2.
Might want to restart Modron there. This guy's a fucking asshole.
This one is a.
He's an aid. +4 aid.
+4, yeah.
Okay, Karen makes the first saving throw.
Oh, goodness.
He will then cast a spell to get rid of his dex damage, just because he'll cast the other one that he prepared for his con. He just wants to be fresh. I think I'm all right.
No, they know. They thought he was all right before.
There's only so much I could do in here. The rope trick. When the rope trick collapses, it's gross.
Yeah, well, we'll let him like bathe and sit in the sun for a bit to get warm, and then.
But all of his waste, because in the rope trick, he kind of just lets it out. When the rope trick ends, it just falls. They should have kept me my box. Why did they throw away my box?
Someone who's sitting on the boat with short stone. We'll make you a new one.
Yeah, of course we'll make him a new box. Is he going to make it? Do we have to put him down?
No, he's strong. I think Lee's helping Jin.
Yeah. Short stone drugs.
So if we're basically trying to keep the food that is compact and rescued from the ship, very little of that is being distributed. Like the men are mainly eating the shellfish and fish that they got, the endless amounts of seaweed, as much seaweed as they want, and then as much rum as they want. So if they're getting drunk on rum, they're also just eating like a tremendous amount of seaweed.
So how are you prepping shellfish for them?
Lee, I guess, is the one that is doing the cooking.
Okay, Lee, how are you neutralizing parasites in the shellfish? Normally you would cook it, but cooking is hard here.
One of the rum barrels will be designated as cooking fuel.
Okay, perfect.
And they get saturated in the rum while it's cooking.
And they get El Flambéed.
And basically, he will.
It's sufficient sticking in the rum would also kill the parasites. So yes,
He gets a 19 on his profession cook.
Nobody's getting sick from the shellfish. You're able to handle this with all due care. Okay. The crew.
Basically, we have a small cook fire area over here.
The crew attempting to fish. The fishing is not good this day. They are not successful on this day. They apparently all the easy pickings were gotten. Ahmed, can you roll me a D100? $59.
59.
All right. And
What about the sea serpent?
We've been carving it up, taking its scales, and then it's gentle repose, so it's not rotting.
Grizzly's been eating it.
Grimsby's been fed copious amounts of its flesh.
Eventually, Grimsby will have eaten the sea. No. Okay. So there was a bit of excitement on this day, as part of looking for crabs and fish. One of the sailors ends up stuck in the weeds. Banta, you were the closest. Do you save this man who was part of the rum ship originally? Okay.
Yes.
How? He's tangled up in the weeds and his clothes are all, he's got himself tangled. He was out there like shallow diving for crab.
What do you need me to do to pull him out?
So are you going to like swim down and just sort of rip him out of there? Or are you going to try to get a rope or some sort of organize something or?
Hold a rope while I tie it around my waist and get him.
Egypt says if he dies, he dies. That's what Egypt's internet said. All right, so Banta's going to I think Banta will swim. We'll swim down and save the man. Banta is able to keep the crew generally alive, even though this man was obviously way too intoxicated to be free diving. But is able to resolve the issue. He didn't resort to getting like Mulgrimir or one of the people who can breathe underwater to come help. All right, Marty.
Yes.
Could you roll a D3 -1 for me?
0.
Okay. Now, Ganzorig did not successfully aid. But Ganzorig is with Krimlir.
Yep. Krimlir is trying on new armor this day.
Okay, Krimlir is trying on armor.
Oh, you did it. How do you like it, Krimlir? Oh, that's right. At 5th level, Krimlir has light armor proficiency. So after this day, we are all 5th.
Perfect. Sunwoo, what was your final craft check for the armor?
Just takes 10, and his craft check would be. Oh, let me see. The final craft check for the armor was 26.
26.
The craft
okay.
DC is 24, as it is masterwork barding, which apparently is very difficult under the adjusted.
Well, it's barding. It's like what is the pattern? I don't know if you've ever done seamstress work, but
yeah.
There's patterns for things, and you sort of stitch them together. What's the fucking pattern for a griffin?
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense for me. Okay, so on this day, Sunwoo and Ganzorig, there is a voice. Actually, you give me a perception check for Ganzorig and Sunwoo.
Here's Ganzorig's 24. Sun Wu had a few more explosions in his ears. 14.
14. All right. And the DC. Okay. So Krimlir is now your companion, correct?
Yep.
Give me a charisma. Or Krimlir wants to go somewhere. Does Ganzorig care?
Oh,
Krimlir's being fitted. Krimlir is like suddenly looks up, is nodding. There's a little scree, and then it looks like Krimlir is going to go on a walkabout.
Okay, don't go far.
Okay.
Ganzorg's gonna climb on top of the boats and have a look around to see if he can see what the fuck Krimlir is flying towards.
Okay, Krimlir, she's not even flying. She's like flapping a little bit to glide, and then is going over towards Mogramir and Black Dog. She doesn't get too close to Mogramir because she knows nobody likes Mogramir. Mogramir's kind of a ookie man. But
if she's just staying in the safety of the raft, Ganzorig doesn't quite know that spell yet. So he's looking around for a ship basically at this point.
Okay. All right. Since I am not going to roleplay Mogramir in this situation, Mogramir and Black Dog, you hear a voice. You hear a voice that is being communicated around you. Everybody else additionally gets to make a perception check to understand what is happening. So if you just roll perception, actually, with the little tooly thing, that would be great.
Yeah, that's in our initiative sheet. Random numbers.
It is in the sheet.
I need 11 of them.
Perception and stealth.
Okay, and then I'll put it in the right
column, and it won't explode.
Yeah, paste special values only. Aha.
Haha.
Should be able to sort. Nope. Okay. All
right. So Jin, Shur, Katano. Again, Zorig, you already had your roll, and you would hear this. Karen can't hear it; he's in a thing, and then Banta also hears. Okay, so there's a disembodied voice that is talking to Krimlir. And then what Ganzorig, as he sort of follows along, Ganzorig actually hears a disembodied voice talking to you. Hear your love talking to Black Dog and Mogramir.
Oh, hey, he's gonna go hopping down. Are you up there? Are you up in Akadi's clouds? He's looking around.
Okay, Ganzorig, you get included as well. Now that it's become obvious. So.
What the? Black Dog. What the?
Which one of you is acting Captain Mogramir?
Mogramir. His hand at first went to like the pommel of his blade or wherever he keeps his big Nodachi, but then flexes. Black Dog's hand went up to his sword and it's still there. Like he's not. He's looking around. I am.
It seems that you're in a spot of bother.
I see that you've got a note.
Yes, it was rather well crafted. It is unfortunate that you have lost the artifact. That does tend to happen from time to time.
Good thing we were warned. Just a bit of.
As far as she's concerned, she did warn you. She's fucking. She doesn't seem phased by that particular statement.
Oh, are you coming to get us, or are you nearby?
We are a bit out of the way currently. There's apparently been problems. There's a problem. There's a problem with at Bone Rack that could use some attending to. Although I was hoping to meet you here, where you could attend to it in a more forthright manner.
What's a bone rack? Sounds tasty.
It's the island that we're supposed to be meeting at. Oh my. Is your dwarf all right?
Oh, he stinks a little bit, but
He's fine, says Mulgrimir in a pretty definitive tone.
Sorcery. Black Dog's like, no one's here. There's talking.
No one's here. They're talking to me.
I hate this. He's looking around to try to find the source of the sorcery.
He's like, where is it?
Yeah. He's like swinging his blade like out in front of him. He's checking out the area.
The time for our conversation will be somewhat limited, so I will get to the relevance. We would most definitely like to continue a positive and friendly relationship with those who are generally capable. Are you generally capable?
It depends as of what. We obviously weren't capable of keeping the artifact's magic at bay. Here.
True.
Of course. We didn't quite know what we were getting into.
Surviving a mermaid's mirage is difficult for most. Many men's will are bent and they are destroyed before they know it.
Do you have an offer to make if you're not going to make your way here?
I believe, well, I will not be making my way there. This is a true statement. I have sent a colleague of mine to assist you.
Oh, that's too bad. I was looking forward to seeing you. Grimlear was too.
You hear some, like, the people with the rather keen perception.
Yeah.
There is a message spell running on Grimlear originally, and there's some, like, boos happening to Grimlear. You appear to be treating Grimlear very well, Ikunian.
Oh, yeah. Some of my friends helped make some armor for her.
She seems to be wearing it rather well.
Oh, yeah, a few tricks. She's not unlike a horse. She's not a horse, though. Of course not. But not unlike one. Horse and like a house cat, maybe.
What did you face from the curse?
Bring it over here. We could show her. Oh, okay. She could see us? You're just nuts.
Oh my. And you defeated this with amongst your men?
Yes. Does Mulgrimir?
Do you understand what you have slowed?
It is a sea serpent.
Yes. Sea serpents are also an ancient thing. Conduits to the old. I assume it did the haunting, and you can tell that she's using the word to just, like, she's trying to use simple words. Did the haunting cease with the slaying of the serpent?
We haven't had the effects of the haunting. We haven't seen any barnacles, like necrobarnacles, or fucking accidents, or they seem to have ceased.
You've had one accident where a drunk dude
Yeah.
had issues swimming and got a mouthful of seawater. That's about the extent of your accidents.
Mogramir now makes a note that he's gonna have Sun Wu check the fucking launch and the raft, but he doesn't share that out loud. What is the name of the ship and the captain that you have sent to rescue us? We wouldn't want any miscommunication.
No, we wouldn't. Agreed. The ship, and there's a bemused. She finds it a humorous statement. Like it's kind of obvious. The ship is the Grey Nose.
The Grey Nose?
And the captain is Saleh Vost.
Can you spell that?
I can. It's another one of them darn Elvish names.
It's one of those names where I'm going to spell completely different from the way that you've got it. Yikes. Okay.
It's one of them fancy names where they put apostrophes just in random locations.
It's a captain.
He's the captain, yes. He is sometimes referred to as the Blue.
All right. Approximately how long before he and his ship get here?
Day and a half.
We'll be ready. And after that, we're going to go to the Bone Isle.
Yes. Well, he can deposit you. You should figure it out with Saleh. It should be interesting. And good luck.
Interesting how?
Well, I suspect you're going to need a ship. I might be incorrect, but I mean, it looked like you had a life raft or something that I could see.
Well, we can't sail the mermaid plant.
No. The Bone Rack Isle would be a place where you can find payment. The Squibs would be where I'd recommend finding a ship. You'll need the money from the Isle to pay for a ship. So, decisions.
And what's our incentive to go to the Bone Rack Isle? What if we have other places to be?
It's hard to be a free pirate of the shackles without a ship.
I'm sure there are plenty of other ships there.
You haven't been to this region before, have you? The pirates here take piracy very, very seriously. Wouldn't want to get on the bad side of the 101 free captains.
Oh, that's a lot of pirates.
Yes. Apparently, with the fall of the human kingdom, many of the different admirals and what have you went independent. It's apparently some human tradition around organization. Everybody's free except when they're not.
What happened to the human kingdom?
They lost communication. Travel broke.
The orcs did it, didn't they? Getherick was mad.
Yeah,
The orc just doesn't look impressed with Getherick, but he's not arguing.
The orcs were definitely involved.
Stop that. She can see you. Fucking crispy. Probably eating some of the...
Just
Oh no.
It's up to you.
And would you care if your friend's ship found a new captain?
That would definitely be a problem if the Grey Nose found a new captain. I am certain that you will come to a amicable arrangement with Saleh. He can take you to either Rickety Squibs, or he can take you to the Bone Rack Isle. You're probably going to want to make an arrangement for him to take you to both.
You're saying there's treasure or money on Bone Rack, enough to buy a ship.
Enough to buy a ship. Enough to buy a ship that's clean.
Why wouldn't you just go and get that money?
Because I don't need that money. Ships, how do I put this? It's not worth my time to go there and collect.
Well, don't worry. We'll do the man's job. We'll get dirty for you.
The wreck of the Infernus and that secrets with which it held, you can dig up. And you can collect the treasures, and you can report about some of the secrets that you find. If I go there myself, there's no reason I wouldn't be keeping the loot. I'm assuming loot is something that typically pirates enjoy. Booty, bounty, plunder.
Okay, Mulgrimir just there's a curt nod, but he's not saying what he's thinking out loud. We appreciate your assistance.
I sympathize with your current predicament.
It's not a bad vacation from the curse.
Yes. Give me a sense motive.
Sure. I think Ganzor can actually make these.
Ganzorg could make this.
Let's see. Ganzorg is plus 10. He gets a 26.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Inquisitor helps and High Wisdom and all that. And all that jazz. Mulgrimir is a plus 4.
Grimsby never put any ranks into sense motive. I don't know.
Yeah, 26. Mulgrimir's got a plus.
She knows more about the curse or the curse's interaction. She seemed to agree in spirit with the idea that it's a vacation from the curse.
Oh, water's warm and we got lots of seafood. It's too bad you're not coming here. Could have lounged around in some of the pools for a while. Maybe we should have a talk about this item when we're ready to work together to retrieve it.
When you have a set of sails at your command, that would be a good time for us to have a discussion. A clean set of sails. Okay.
Genseric seems confused, like, oh, I gotta continue to be a pirate. So I gotta learn the lingo. Oh, okay. Yeah, nice ship. Okay. Yeah.
Give me a profession sailor or like bardic knowledge local shackles.
For Mulgrimir?
That'd be Mulgrimir most likely. I think he's the only one with the.
Yeah, he's got plus 13 sailor, plus 11 knowledge local. I got shackles.
Okay. Give me the knowledge local shackles. That's better. That's more appropriate.
18.
Okay, and then 23 because of Chum Chum. So Chum Chum reminds Mulgrimir. So Rickety Squibs is it is an independent port within the shackles that explicitly operates on squibbing ships.
What does squibbing mean?
Squibbing means basically changing VIN numbers on the ships.
Oh, like changing their name, masking old. Okay, so Rickety Squib's a place to squib and probably fix upgrade ships.
So you can squib, repair, and upgrade ships. They have a dry dock. The place is independent, meaning it's one of the places that's like within the shackles. They've got this like loose legal system where there's like the captain, the pirate lords that lord over the place. The 101 free captains. Now, is there actually 101 of them? Maybe, maybe not. They're pirates. They don't necessarily they don't take head counts nearly as frequently as they would. But violence in that area is highly frowned upon.
So basically, it's protected by the 101.
It's protected by the 101 free captains, and then within the shackles, your piracy, like there's lines where you would cross and you would offend the pirate lords, and that would be bad. It basically prevents you from being able to trade or do business. I'm
going to make a note here. What are the local rules? We'll find out when we get there. It's probably pretty simple. Like, don't steal from
pirates. Yeah,
there's probably saying that don't steal, no killing.
Mulgrimir knows that the Rickety Squibs is a place where you can resupply your crew, as in you can find crew members there. not like food, but actual add more crew to a ship.
Yeah, no. He's fine. He's at this point in time. He's walking away from the conversation. Like,
yep.
Unless there's anything else.
Once you get 10 feet out of the view of Grimlear, that you're outside of the range of the spell.
Okay, so gets her shoes, grips me away. Okay, so we get a nice boat, and then we can meet again.
Yes.
It would be better next time, though, if you tell us a little bit more about the artifact and any of the dangers ahead of time. We could have died that way. It would have been very unfortunate for Grimlear to have died because, we weren't told the right things. I understand you're busy and all that, but don't worry, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not mad.
I apologize, Ganzordi.
The 20 guys who died are probably mad, but they were mad because they got turned into undead, and then we had to kill them again. Just saying. The thing that you're interested in is pretty fucked up, eh?
You don't get a response.
Yeah, I think you'll be really interested in talking to us. One of our surviving crew actually talked to the thing inside. I'm pretty sure he's got all sorts of interesting stories to tell you.
Which one is that? Get a response.
We'll tell you when we see you again. Bye. Say goodbye to here. He wanders away. Always got to keep him wanting for more.
Yeah, you turned that shit around real quick. Oh, some of the humans died. Who gives a shit? Oh, and somebody talked. Oh.
Yeah, she can talk to Grimlear. Grimlear can't fucking talk back, or at least Grimlear don't say anything, okay?
Okay. Grimlear is still your animal companion, and you haven't been making opposed charisma checks or anything like that yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right.
Just in case she can talk to animals or whatever the fuck. Well, she probably doesn't know who talked to the thing.
Well, that's the next question is which one of the crew, who goes missing in the night?
Oh, it's Jin. Come
okay, good luck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We can't just send two dudes with a net. Two dudes with a net and a teleport spell? No.
There's a modules are used for some of this, and there's some like. This adventure was started by. It's like, no, it wasn't. No, it didn't.
The hook is like, that doesn't apply. You don't know my character's builds.
No.
They'll see that from a mile away. And to make that check,
The CR1 half creatures did not sneak aboard the ship and kidnap the crew members from the room that we're sleeping in. It's not what happened.
oh, funny. Because they would have to be twice our level, like to pull that off.
Yes. And then you're not getting them back from them. They're theirs now.
Funny.
Yep. Okay.
All right, that was a good conversation. So this day was which day on the time tracker? So we received message from Green Lady, and now we're waiting for
Saleh Vost.
Yep.
Blue.
Mogramir is, and they said they're going to be here in a day or a day and a half.
Yep.
Okay.
Which, with like, maybe he was close or something, because that should be.
Yep. Mogramir, after we've been sitting in the sun and drinking for.
We're getting to the point in the vacation where you're like, maybe something else.
so give me a second. 1, 2, 3 full days. So Mogramir is now shutting down drinky time, saying that help is on the way. We need to look sharp. Basically, people are allowed to fish and gather. He also wants the boats ready to leave because at a certain point, if this ship doesn't show up, we do have to make our own way back to the shackles.
Okay. On this day, since we're past our previous window, I would like. So we need Karen's.
This is the day after receiving the message.
The day after receiving the message.
Okay.
We are going to need the. So the crew isn't just being drunken fishing.
No.
Drunken fishing is not on day 4. Day 5.
Okay. Plus 2. Karen gets a plus 4.
Karen gets a plus 4. Okay. Karen's no longer diseased.
Perfect.
So what's happening, guys?
He's allowed out of the boat.
Yeah. Kate, Karen is like the only guy without a suntan, like a deep suntan. Everybody looks like.
Also, this day we're all 5th level. We've finished our training.
Woohoo! Okay, I could use a 2d6 roll from Marty.
Yep. Sunwoo and Lee spend this day trading 2nd level and 1st level alchemy spells. And 2d6. 6.
Okay. The weather is very, very calm.
Okay. Genzorg will every few hours send Krimlir up into the sky to look for ships.
Yeah, the weather is great. Okay. The crew. So the crew are being told to not drink and sit on the weeds. How are they being commanded to do this? Are they being like?
They could. So all of their things are gathered up. Like they shouldn't be like.
Oh, they're ready to go. It's like we're leaving.
Half naked and swimming. No.
Okay.
We will keep them busy by helping them by making them pack up basically as much fucking seaweed as we can into one of the empty barrels. I'm assuming we've gone through one barrel.
Yep. Yeah. You've gone like overkill on the drinking.
Yeah. And then we use some
with a little bit of spillage. I use some to cook and.
Yeah. So we're basically carving up edible seaweed and packing it into barrels, generally getting ready. And then if any of them are feeling we don't have stuff for them to do, like they could, I don't know, harvesting this plant's probably hard. So they're basically harvesting the plant. packing up our scales from the dragon or the sea serpent.
Okay.
Packing and readying, and set a couple of them on watch to keep watch for boats. And if there's any spare time, then Banta is supervising small groups to do fishing, like not drunken meandering around, like very targeted fishing.
Okay.
How are they being told? Well, underneath Jin Shui, Black Dog, and Banta's watch, there's a grapple, a slap, or a big sword. So discipline is being kept by the three lawfuls.
the three lawfuls. All right. So
Mulgrimir, I'm going to say, has a quiet chat with Grimsby, probably for Mulgrimir just to double check to make sure his friend isn't a complete absolute monster.
Yep. Yeah. I feel fine. Things are okay. Are you sure? Not that different from usual, for being perfectly honest. In a very quiet, very dwarven, just in case. Kind of wish I had my nose. I'm dreading the part where I sneeze. This shit's gonna go everywhere.
So Grimsby seems to be in good spirits.
Yeah, I'm hungry, but it's a different kind of. It doesn't hurt as much when you're hungry this way. Okay. I need a D6. It is late in the day.
One.
Okay. One is all right. So I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A D10.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ganzorig. At one point in the day, Krimlir was out fishing. Like was out grabbing some stuff off the sea. Give me a perception check. People are generally where they are. Krimlir is 21. Out grabbing something at sea. 21. Is that Krimlir's or is that Ganzorig's?
It's Ganzorig's.
Okay. Give me Krimlir's.
Krim. $22.
22. Okay, so which is stat blocks are sometimes very interesting.
I'm gonna take a quick bio break if that's all right.
Okay,
I'm gonna stop recording.
You just pause the recording. Yep.
Yeah.